Calm is not weakness. Calm is mastery. In a world that constantly provokes, distracts, and overwhelms, the ability to remain steady is a rare form of power. Stoic philosophy was not created for comfort. It was forged for pressure. The Stoics lived through exile, war, betrayal, illness, and loss, yet they developed a way of thinking that allowed them to remain composed no matter the storm. This message is for those who are tired of being controlled by other people's moods, careless words, and unpredictable events. What you are about to hear is not theory. It is practical wisdom meant to be lived. The Stoics believed that peace is not found by changing the world, but by changing how you meet it. Most people spend their lives reacting. Reacting to insults, reacting to stress, reacting to disappointment. Stoicism trains you to respond instead. And there is a world of difference between the two. As you listen, do not rush. Let each idea settle. These principles are not meant to impress you. They are meant to strengthen you. Before we continue, if content like this helps you think clearly, act wisely, and grow stronger mentally, make sure you subscribe to the channel. You'll get more Stoic wisdom, discipline, and clarity to help you stay grounded in an unstable world. The foundation of Stoic calm begins with understanding control. The Stoics taught that some things are up to us, and some things are not. Your thoughts, judgments, intentions, and actions belong to you. Other people's opinions, behaviors, and outcomes do not. The moment you stop demanding control over what was never yours, your mind begins to relax. Anger often comes from wanting reality to obey your preferences. Calm comes from accepting reality and mastering your response to it. When someone insults you, delays you, or disappoints you, remind yourself that their actions are outside your command. Your reaction is not. Another pillar of Stoic calm is the discipline of perception. Events themselves are neutral. It is your interpretation that gives them emotional power. The Stoics believed that suffering does not come from what happens, but from the story you tell yourself about what happens. When something goes wrong, pause and examine your judgment. Ask yourself whether you are seeing the situation clearly or dramatizing it. By separating facts from opinions, you weaken the emotional charge. Calm grows when you stop adding meaning that was never there. Stoicism also teaches voluntary restraint. Not everything you feel needs to be expressed. Not every thought deserves a voice. The modern world encourages constant emotional release, but the Stoics valued measured speech and silence. Restraint is not suppression. It is choosing the right moment and the right response. When you delay reaction, you give reason time to speak. Many conflicts die naturally when you refuse to feed them with immediate emotion. Another powerful Stoic practice is negative visualization. This does not mean pessimism. It means mentally preparing for difficulty so it does not shock you when it arrives. The Stoics would occasionally imagine loss, inconvenience, or hardship. By doing this, they reduced fear and increased gratitude. When challenges come, they feel familiar rather than catastrophic. A calm mind is one that has rehearsed adversity and knows it can endure. Stoics also believed in living according to nature, which means accepting the rhythms of life. Everything changes. People change. Circumstances change. Resisting this truth creates frustration. Accepting it creates stability. When you stop clinging to how things used to be or how you wish they were, you adapt faster and suffer less. Calm is not found in permanence, but in flexibility. Another principle is choosing virtue over ego. The Stoics defined virtue as wisdom, courage, justice, and self-control. When you anchor your self-worth to these qualities, insults lose their sting. You no longer need constant validation. You act according to your values, not your emotions. Calm becomes a byproduct of integrity. When you know you are acting rightly, external noise fades. Stoicism also emphasizes patience with people. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that he would encounter arrogance, ignorance, and selfishness. Not because people are evil, but because they are human. Expecting perfection from flawed beings leads to constant irritation. Expecting imperfection leads to understanding. When you accept human nature as it is, you stop being surprised by it. Calm grows from realistic expectations. Another Stoic idea is focusing on the present moment. Anxiety lives in imagined futures. Regret lives in replayed pasts. Calm lives in the now. The Stoics trained their attention on what was directly in front of them. What needs to be done right now? What choice is available in this moment? When you narrow your focus, your mind stops scattering its energy. Presence is power. The Stoics also practiced emotional ownership. Instead of blaming others for how they felt, they took responsibility for their inner state. This does not mean accepting mistreatment. It means recognizing that emotions are internal events. When you stop saying, "They made me angry," and start saying, "I allowed myself to become angry," you reclaim control. Calm returns when responsibility returns. Another principle is simplicity. The Stoics believed that excess creates disturbance. Too many desires, too many possessions, too many expectations clutter the mind. By simplifying what you want, you reduce what can upset you. Calm is easier to maintain when your life is not overloaded with unnecessary demands. Stoicism also teaches endurance. Difficult moments are not signals to panic. They are tests of character. The Stoics viewed hardship as training. Each challenge strengthens your capacity to remain composed. When you stop asking, "Why is this happening to me?" and start asking, "How can this improve me?" your mindset shifts from victimhood to growth. Another essential practice is kindness without attachment. Do good without expecting recognition. Help without demanding gratitude. When your peace depends on how others respond, you give them power over you. When you act from principle alone, your calm remains intact regardless of outcome. The Stoics also valued daily reflection. At the end of the day, they reviewed their actions, thoughts, and reactions. Not with self-criticism, but with honesty. This habit builds self-awareness. Calm people are not perfect. They are reflective. They learn from their mistakes instead of repeating them unconsciously. Acceptance of mortality is another source of calm. The Stoics frequently reminded themselves that life is short. This was not morbid. It was clarifying. When you remember that time is limited, petty conflicts lose importance. You stop wasting energy on trivial offenses. Perspective dissolves anger. Finally, Stoicism teaches inner independence. True calm comes when you are no longer emotionally dependent on circumstances aligning perfectly. You carry your peace within you. No praise inflates you. No insult destroys you. You move through life grounded, steady, and awake. If this message resonated with you, if it helped you see challenges differently or reminded you of your inner strength, make sure you subscribe to the channel. More Stoic philosophy, mental discipline, and practical wisdom are coming, designed to help you stay calm, focused, and unshaken in any situation.